It's the Phoenix, Arizona weather discussion. This is for Tuesday, the 1st of November. I'm Michael Groff. Just 2 months to go in this year. It is flying by. And the weather, well, we're starting to see some changes out there. Clouds on the increase today. We will see some breezy to locally windy conditions over northern Arizona as the pressure gradient tightens across the western states. A sign of things to come. Today should be our last day with highs in the 80s for a while. And then we will see a cooling trend starting tomorrow. And then by tomorrow night and into Thursday, clouds continue to roll in, winds pick up, and chances of rain and snow for northern Arizona. Some widely scattered showers possible here over the southern part of the state. But the big news will be the much cooler temperatures, the coolest weather we've had so far this season. All right, let's get out there and talk about it. First, we'll look at the almanac from yesterday. And how about it? Yeah, 83 degrees, the afternoon high for your Halloween. 56 was the morning low. That's pretty close to where we ought to be. Those normals, 83 and 60. And looking outside right now, here at 9:23 a.m., we've got mostly cloudy sky, a lot of high clouds, mid-level clouds out there as well. And we're sitting at 65 degrees at Sky Harbor. Dew point's at 33, humidity 30%. The winds are light. And the barometer, 29.95 inches and steady. The upper air weather pattern across the nation beginning to change out here across the west. There's our big trough digging in over the Pacific Northwest. We're seeing some rain and high elevation snow coming in there. That will increase over the Great Basin and start heading our way by later tomorrow. But the winds are already picking up out ahead of this system. You can see that on the watch warning map. We've got a number of wind advisories, some high wind warnings as well. For the Mojave Desert, parts of the Great Basin, and even into northwest Arizona for Mojave County. Could see some gusty winds well over 40, 45 miles per hour there today from the midday hours through late this evening. So if you're headed on I-40 west toward from Flagstaff toward Kingman or Las Vegas, yeah, you might just run into some gusty winds out that way. For our part of the state, nothing going on right now. Some high fire danger with those gusty winds out across parts of the high plains as well, and some winter weather conditions over the Pacific Northwest. 'Tis the season. And luckily, it is not the season for severe weather, at least not right now, though November does typically see some severe storms for the southern and southeastern United States, but nothing to speak of today. No organized severe weather to talk about. And here's a look at precipitation. This is valid through Tuesday morning of next week. Rain amounts in Phoenix, not much, less than 1/10 of an inch. But we could see some rain and snow for northern Arizona, particularly those snow lovers above about 5,500 to 6,000 feet. The best window for snow late Wednesday night through sometime Thursday afternoon before everything starts to taper off. And we'll talk about the details of that as we get into the models right now. Have a look at things. This is the GFS. It's the 06Z run, valid 2 o'clock this afternoon. There's that big trough sitting there along the west coast. That's deepening. And as a result, for us down at the surface with the pressure gradient tightening up, we will see a lot of high clouds around a day with more clouds than sun. But they're just high clouds. The sun will still get through, and that shouldn't slow down the warmth. Highs upper 70s to low 80s, a pretty nice day, and that's typical for this time of year. And yes, breezy conditions for northern Arizona, windy toward the Mojave Desert and the Great Basin. And there's that rain and mountain snow from central and northern California on northward. Tonight, we are partly cloudy overnight lows, low 50s to around 60. And then tomorrow, here comes that weather system. It'll start to impact us. The heights start to come down, and we will see temperatures dropping off quite a bit, back toward the low and middle 70s for us here in Phoenix, with partly sunny skies. Some rain may start to come into the area by late Wednesday afternoon or Wednesday night, but I think the majority of the day probably will stay dry. But by Wednesday night and Thursday, here comes the brunt of that system. Now, not a lot of moisture for us this far south. The best dynamic support is also going to be just to the north of Phoenix. So numerous rain and snow showers for northern Arizona. Again, that snow level around 5,500 to 6,000 feet. So Flagstaff, Williams, the north rim of the Grand Canyon, Show Low, you're going to see some snow out of this. A little further to the south here across southern Arizona, widely scattered showers. We'll put in a 30% chance of rain for Thursday. Not a big deal, just some passing showers at times, breezy, but much cooler. High temperatures, and we're going with a range of upper 50s. You heard me right, upper 50s to mid 60s. A high temperature range of 59 to 64 here in Phoenix. Obviously, that is around anywhere from 15 to 20 degrees below normal, actually a little bit more than that for this time of year. Yeah. And then by Thursday night, that system moves out of here. Friday morning, hey, some parts of the metro area, at least the outlying areas, may get down into the upper 30s. Fountain Hills, Carefree, Cave Creek up at top of the McDowells, maybe low to mid 40s for the rest of us. And then another cool day on Friday, highs low to mid 60s, despite the fact that we'll have plenty of sun. Over the weekend, we see a warming trend taking over, though. Highs mid to upper 60s. Notice the troughing, though, continues along and off the Pacific Northwest coast. Plenty of rain and snow well to the north of Arizona. We'll continue to warm it up for Sunday. Highs around the mid 70s. And Monday, mid to upper 70s. And you'll notice that trough, a spoke of that, a short wave rotating around the base of the trough, trying to bring some rain into Southern California up towards southern and central Nevada. And lining up just west of Arizona, that looks promising, right? But the problem is most of that energy is likely to get deflected just to the north of us. So we could see some showers early next week across parts of northern Arizona if this is right. But in our part of the state, this still looks to be pretty dry. Temperatures might come down a couple of degrees, though, with some breeziness as well. Here's a week from today. This is Tuesday, November the 8th. It's Election Day. Big trough along the west coast. And waves rotating around that, again, just north of Arizona. Again, some breeziness for us, but I think temperatures will be relatively close to average, maybe a couple of degrees below normal if that's right, and a huge ridge for the east, a very high amplitude pattern. But then it starts to flatten out for us here as we go out 10 days. This is Thursday the 10th, a weak wave to the west of us, and in that kind of configuration, kind of a quasi-zonal flow, that does mean some high clouds for us, and temperatures fairly seasonal. All right, looking at rainfall for Phoenix. This is coming off of the GFS ensemble. This goes out through the 15th of November, and the ensemble mean barely hits 1/10 of an inch for the next 2 weeks. So we're not expecting any significant precipitation. Again, some raindrops possible here on Thursday, but that's going to be about it for us for a while. And temperatures off the national blend of models. Yep, we're warm today and a little cooler tomorrow. But look out, Michelle, here it is. We've been waiting for this. It's finally here. That looks like boot weather. Thursday, Friday, even Saturday. And again, what you're looking at there, those low temperatures, that's in the mid-city. That's at Sky Harbor. I do expect a few spots to get down into the upper 30s. So yeah, some boot weather for us finally here. I know Michelle is very excited about that. So am I. We love this cooler weather. We have arrived. And even 80 degrees, we might see a couple of 80-degree days here and there, but for the most part, those are going to be fewer in number now as we get deeper into November. All right, that's going to do it for the Phoenix, Arizona weather discussion for today. My next video, due back here tomorrow morning. If you enjoy these videos, then be sure to subscribe, like, share, click that notification bell, leave those comments, questions, and suggestions. And the executive producer of the Phoenix, Arizona weather discussion is my one and only Michelle. And you guys, thank you so much for watching. All of your continued support. It is greatly appreciated. Please be safe out there and have yourselves an absolutely fantastic Tuesday.